This episode of Macrodosing is brought to you by Game Time. Game Time is created by fans for fans. Game Time is the ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. If you haven't given Game Time a shot yet, don't know what you're waiting for. You guys are going to love this app. So I just went to a Yankee game on Friday using Game Time. I went to a Zach Bryan concert using Game Time, and Game Time, I've only ever had great experiences with them. They always have the best tickets.
I actually think I might use Game Time for tonight's game, Yankee game.
I kind of want to go too.
I kind of want to go big time.
And we can do this thanks to Game Time because we just pull up. Like, honestly, I might just start going to the Bronx and going to a bar there when there's games and just waiting, checking the Game Time ticket prices because they always have the greatest deals before and after the game starts. You can always get steals.
I'm going to use them to go see Jets versus Pats, October 30th.
I'm also trying to go see that.
It's going to be a fun one.
Game Time, if you're listening, might want to hook us up.
Yeah.
They're so easy to use, and there's amazing deals. It's the fastest growing ticketing app in the U.S. You're going to love it. Download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login, and redeem code MACRO for $20 off your first purchase. That's MACRO for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time, last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. What's up, guys? Welcome to NANODOSing.
Oh, fucking horrible.
And
bro.
stop touching the mic. People hate that.
What? Okay, you know what?
It makes a noise.
PFT can't be with us today. He's dealing with some
So
personal
you get
matters.
weird. So you get hella weird.
I don't get
You
weird. It's just we were all just sitting and waiting with like, I'm supposed to be the one? Like, who gave me that?
I got you.
I'll
bro.
start it off.
Can't someone else be the adult?
NANODOSE.
Much like
Where,
the Vols, we are back.
PFT is out on account of some family business. So we got my man Wonton Don in the building. What's up, my guy?
Hey, how are you? How you doing?
I'm actually not even in the building saying you in the building. That's hilarious. But welcome back to the show, man. Reoccurring guest, man. How's everything your way?
Things are going well. I recently moved from Venice, Italy, back to New York. I'll be here for the year, and it's good to be back. I'll be heading to Qatar with PFT for the World Cup. So yeah, it's nice to be back in the mix.
That's lovely. I be watching your Instagram. I don't know. You like Carmen Sandiego, man. That's an old reference right there. But like, I don't never know where you at. You always somewhere, man.
Living in Europe for the year was sick. It was great. I mean, it did get a little lonely because it's like I'm just working from home. So, you know, during the week, it's just like me alone in my apartment. But then you have the added benefit. It's like I'm in Europe. So on the weekend, I can like head down to Sicily and the flights will be like $100 round trip. And so a lot of pros, a couple cons, but definitely a lot of pros. But it's actually nice being in the office a few days a week now and having some like face-to-face communication with people.
Lovely having you in the building, man. Seeing your face back on the pod, dog. It's dope. How's everybody else feeling, man? Everybody good? Billy, hold on, let me stop. Big T.
I'm the best I've ever been. I am overwhelmed. I am
overwhelmed.
I am excited. Did you? So you watched the whole game, right? Like you saw the end.
I watched. I had to do something like the first and most of the second quarter, but I watched from the second quarter on for sure.
I mean, we're fucking back.
It seems to be the case, man.
Remember last year when you said our offense couldn't work against Alabama and Georgia, and then we scored the most points Bama's given up since 1907?
Yeah, so about that, I still feel the same way.
Oh, stop.
When you look at the game, okay, if you look at the game from, and this is why I don't watch a lot of football, because when I watch football, all I do is critique it, like why things are happening, what like coverages that they're doing. And so when I look at the game, if you look at how many mistakes Alabama made, the game would not be that way if they cleaned up their mistakes. And granted, there was mistakes made on both sides, but the mistakes that Bama was making were like so many penalties, so many, like they shot themselves in the foot so many times that happened to fall in our favor. A few things go different and Tennessee loses that game. So, and the big part of the reason is exactly what I said in the group chat was Tennessee scores so fast. The problem was I didn't ever think that they couldn't put points up. The problem was that they score so fast that your defense gets tired.
Yeah,
And that's
I
a
mean,
problem
that's
when you play against somebody who has a real offense, who can sustain drives, which Bama can. And they were exploiting that, but they killed themselves with penalties.
they
Bama
did have a
lost
ton of
that
penalties. I mean, at this point though, like there is enough film on our offense that teams should be able to know how to defend it, and there's still just guys running wide open. It's crazy. And we were missing some key secondary guys. The defense should have played better than they did, but I mean, I'm not going to complain about any single thing that happened in that game. I'm as fired up as I've ever been. It was amazing.
That's gonna be the SEC championship, ain't it?
Well, it depends what happens against Georgia.
They could play.
Oh, I forgot Georgia.
Because
what Georgia rank? I have not watched them.
They
play.
are number 1. We are number 3. We play them in 3 weeks.
That damn game day been around Tennessee. It's gonna be 3 times in what, 4 weeks?
Well, that game's in
Probably.
Athens. So, but yeah, I can't imagine they're at any other game that week. Yeah, so it could be 1 versus 2 by that time if we take care of business against. We have UT Martin this week. I will go ahead and be on record that we will win that game, and then it's Kentucky after that. So
I can hear the cigar in your voice right now.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I got as drunk as I've been in a long time on Saturday, and also had a couple cigars. I was very lightheaded going home.
Are you hooked now?
No,
Hooked
I
on
didn't.
the nicotine?
I didn't love the cigars. I would love to do it once a year.
Yeah, I mean, so you're not supposed to inhale. I think that's what you did the first time.
A couple times, yeah.
Yeah.
It was so I had one at the Hoboken house just for a little bit, and then I met up with some friends later that night, one of whom was in town, who went to UT, and he hadn't had one yet, so he went and got more at like midnight, and that one I puffed on a little longer, and that interacted with the alcohol in an interesting way. It was
Get a nice low buzz, man.
I felt it for sure. It was really fun though. It was the most fun I've had in a long time.
Did you puke at all? Or?
No.
All right, yeah.
I
Turn green.
I met Big T out for a drink because I was around and I was like, I got to see Big T in this moment in time. I've never seen him. And we were at the we were at the Tennessee Florida game. You were so happy then. Like the bliss that
This was
T
another
had.
level though.
It was like, but you were just, it was like blissful. It was awesome to see. I was so happy. And I was watching it at the Bama bar, trying not to lose my shit. It was so fun.
It was certainly a top 2 sports moment ever for me, and it might be top the World Series. I don't know that it does, because like that's a title, but I mean the way it was one of the best football games I've ever watched, period, regardless of who was playing. The
really good game.
The way the streak ended, like the shots of storming the field and taking down the goalposts and parading them through the streets and dumping it in the river, like everything was just, and the videos of fathers with their kids who like their kids had never seen Tennessee beat Alabama, and the dad's crying, like it was awesome. It was really cool. I heard from people that I went to college with that I hadn't heard from in several years, and like it was really cool.
So is the goalpost in the river right now?
So one of them they dumped in the river. The other one, I believe, ended up at a frat house, and they carved it up, and people have pieces of it.
Okay.
If anyone listening to this has a piece of that goalpost,
Yeah.
I would be willing to pay you a significant sum of money for it.
And like no one's going to get in trouble for that, right?
No.
Like everyone's just so happy.
There's a
Yeah.
video of the UT president up in his suite as they're tearing down the goalpost, and somebody said, "Randy, how much does that cost?" He goes, "It doesn't matter."
Okay. Love that.
They were
Wow.
UT's fined $100,000 for rushing the field by the SEC, which is dumb as hell, but it is what it is. And then they have to get new goalposts, obviously. But something tells me they'll be just fine.
The NCAA fined them.
Yeah, wait,
for
so-
The SEC
kids
has
rushing
the SEC has a policy against storming the field.
Oh, because Clemson
Oh,
storms the
fuck
field, I feel like
off.
almost
And get
after
this,
every game.
and get this, it's $50,000 unless it's your second offense. Then it's $100,000. Tennessee's first was a basketball game against Florida in 2006, so they were fined $100,000 instead of $50,000 because of that.
The ACC does not have that, right?
No, I think the SEC is the only league that does have it.
Jeez.
So dumb.
Whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Like these old motherfuckers need to die that are in power. Like what dumbass rule is that? Like kids are excited about the school that they go to and they storm the field. Like get the fuck out of here with your bullshit.
I am
hate
thankful that did
It's not
not prevent anyone from doing it, because those scenes were unbelievable.
That was amazing, and like just like cinematically, aesthetically,
It was incredible.
It looked beautiful. It looked really good.
And then they started playing Dixieland Delight, which I levitated
awesome.
off the ground when I heard that song. Honestly, my favorite part of that win is that this week or whenever Bama's next home game is, they're going to play that song and their fans are going to hate it and they're going to be pissed off. It's so glorious. Who is their I guess competition for the top in the SEC West? Ole Miss is pretty good. They still have to play Ole Miss, but they're a flawed team. Their defense is not very good. Their receivers are not very good.
I was really impressed with their running back. I loved his
Jahmyr Gibbs. He's awesome.
My God, his game is beautiful.
He was at Georgia Tech the last couple years and was just tearing it up and nobody cared because he was on a terrible team. And then he could go wherever he wanted in the transfer portal this year. He's Alvin Kamara 2.0. He's incredible.
He's really good back, man. Solid cat.
Yeah, he's really good. But they're a flawed team. Ole Miss could beat them. Ole Miss has an offense it's not as good as ours, but it's right there. So we'll see what happens. But I would sign me up for a rematch. Sign me up for Tennessee Ole Miss. I don't care who we play. Get me to Atlanta. I think there's a real chance we're the best football team in the country. It's not high. I don't know that we're one of the three.
So you got Georgia number 1.
Ohio State's number 2.
You think
Ohio State? Shit, you're right there.
Tennessee and Bama could end up playing 3 times?
It's entirely possible.
That'd be pretty wild.
No. How?
Playoff.
SEC, then playoff.
Oh, there's a playoff now. I forgot about. Damn, it's been a while since I watched college ball.
It's 4 teams right now. It'll be 12 in a few years.
Turns out when you fair catch it anywhere below the 25, they just give it to you on the 25 on the kickoff.
Yeah, you didn't know that at the Florida game.
I played. No, I found this out I played college football, and turns out we were doing it during that.
You weren't paying attention on kickoff.
I fair caught a ball. And then, below the 20, and
you were returning kicks.
I know it was a onside.
Y'all was some shit.
No. I was not the main returner. I was part of the wedge guys, and I just had to fair catch one because
I thought it was the quarterback, bro.
Well, they got weird in college. I had to play special teams.
Happens to the best of us.
Do what you can to get on the field.
Yep.
I came in with literally the best quarterback recruit in New England,
but it is extremely rare. It is extremely rare that your backup or even your third string quarterback is anywhere on the field.
No, at that time, I had moved to wide receiver, tight end. It was just trying to play.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah,
okay,
so I was doing whatever I could, and I was just
get off your boat there.
blocking at that point. So,
did you play 2 years there?
I played all 3 until I would have played all 4, but COVID happened.
Ah, okay, yeah.
And it was like.
So
graduate.
if it wasn't for COVID,
eligibility,
yeah.
If it wasn't for COVID, do you think you'd be working for Barstool or you'd be following your football career?
Yeah, I'd probably be.
Working in finance now.
Yeah, just be.
Yeah,
looking at an Excel spreadsheet.
Saved by the virus.
Yeah, some of us were.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes! Well, damn. I'm happy for you, Big T, man. It was great to see all of that. And aside from that, I seen a whole bunch of pictures of my dudes that there was like a group of us that we planned that for 6 months. We planned going to that Florida game. And then they was all come back, and I was like, I couldn't come back. I couldn't make it. I wanted to, but there's a whole new group of cats that was there that I seen. They was all together. Just a good time, man. It was good to see everybody. And that shit just brought everybody together, man. Lovely.
It was awesome.
I'm happy for everybody involved, man, for sure.
I hope we have a couple more celebrations this year.
It's a good possibility, man. Shout out to them boys, man. They balling. But what about Avery? Mad Dog, how's y'all weekends, man?
Mine was good. I got to see Tennessee Bama game, and that I was watching the game on Saturday, and I didn't realize how into it I was until it started getting tight in the third quarter. And I was at the Bama bar with a couple friends, and they were pissed at me because I was rooting for Tennessee. So then Tennessee won. I was so happy, and then met Big T out for him to see me watch the Guardians walk off, which was really awesome. Didn't work out for me last night or Sunday night.
This has been brutal for the Yankees.
Yeah, but
At least we got the win.
I'm really hoping. I'm really hoping Game 5 goes well for the Guardians. This is my public. I've given up on the Browns. I didn't let them ruin my Sunday yesterday. I purposely didn't watch. I didn't want them to make me sad, so I didn't watch. And I know you're a Patriots fan. I didn't want to watch, and it made me feel better. And I had a great Sunday. Besides the fact that I didn't watch the Browns, and it was so nice.
It was low-key my 5-year high school reunion over the weekend.
What do you mean low key?
It's just wild. I'm already going to reunions.
Did you go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're there? Nice.
I had my 5-year high school reunion. I didn't.
You didn't
definitely.
go?
Well, you
That's
live close.
that's too short.
It's
Like
too
it
short.
just fucking happened. Like y'all gotta wait. Like
Well, like there was a football game. I like saw my old coaches and stuff.
No. Also, I
guess
Are you
live.
the coolest guy there? Oh, he works for Part of My Take.
And
Yeah.
I mean, my
Yes.
friends give me shit all the time.
100%.
Yeah.
So it's like it's more of just like a do that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I think 5 years too soon to go back.
You
No,
also.
but
Absolutely.
I wanted to
I
see.
keep it
I
above.
wanted to see
keep it
like my
above.
old coaches, my old teachers. I promised my biology teacher I'd go on the nature walk before the
No,
football
I think
game.
Oh, so you had like a whole
No.
weekend.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
No,
She was
that's
like,
No, I'm
if you
saying,
don't
did
show
they
up
have like a 5-year reunion like celebration?
Yeah, we had a cocktail hour and we got hammered.
I talk to who I want to talk to still at this point.
I was more also trying to like go and like make amends.
Did you burn bridges in high school?
No, I mean I think everyone thought I was a huge douchebag.
Oh, yeah.
So like I just be like, yeah.
Why did they think that?
Yeah.
I was
Because
I
he's
was
Billy
pre-
Football now.
Yeah.
They'd be
Anyway.
like, of course, Billy's not here.
So
yeah, exactly.
He's
They'd be
too
like,
cool for school.
Yeah, fuck that guy. So I had to just go.
Do you
show
think
face.
you're less of a douchebag now?
Were you more a douchebag now or in high school?
I mean, I would hope in high school.
In high
I feel
school-
like
in
most
high
people
school,
get
I was-
less douchey as time goes on.
I was yeah.
Mm.
No, you think some people get more douchey? Well, I guess if someone,
like-
yeah,
I think people kind of are figuring out who they are right after high school, and then it gets they dig their heels in the ground. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so it's like if you were an asshole, like you're an asshole. Like you just is what it is.
yeah.
And then sometimes life be beating people up, and then it humbles them a little bit. But from what I see, man, I don't know. It could be just maybe I'm the asshole. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I think there's probably some people who make a lot of money and that turns them into
yeah,
a douche.
like the nerds, like Jeff Bezos. who,
Yeah,
make
like-
a ton of money, then they think they're the shit. It's like
Yeah.
we used to bully you.
That can happen.
I definitely am less of a douchebag than high school because college really humbled me with the whole not starting or playing that much thing, and then yeah, that was big formative years.
I'm glad that you have grown and matured. That's good.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
So you had an ego like coming out of high school. You was like, I'm Billy Badass.
no, I had an ego until serious. Like realistically, honestly, becoming like internet famous like after high school, I realized that I had to be nice to people or everyone would hate you. And that was a big one.
So is that your incentive to be nice to people? So
Yeah.
people don't hate you.
Well, I think isn't that everyone's incentive to be nice to people?
No,
No.
to be
Some
to be
people just-
kind, bro. What?
Yeah.
No, I mean, but like to be kind, but like for example, when you met random people, before, like no one knows who you are. Like let's say like road rage, right? Like you can't get into a road rage argument with someone and then have them just be like, "Yo, are you fucking Billy?" You know what I'm saying?
That's why you're nice.
Yeah, I mean, I
I'm
don't
just
think that's
not-
a great reason to be nice, but
Okay, but
I
like
see
you
what
know
you're
what I'm
saying.
saying? Like if you were a douche before, like just being randomly douchey to someone isn't really cool when they know who you are.
yeah, I think being randomly douchey to someone is never that cool. I think it happens a lot
It's
in high
not-
school just
it
because high
does.
school
See, now
kids
it's
are
over.
douchey. Yeah.
I get that's like one of the learning moments.
Yeah,
This is just making me look terrible.
but no, it's important to learn.
I think it's a different way to solve the equation, but I think as long as you get there, we all fixing the same problem, which is being kind.
Well, yeah. Also, like there is like the obvious reasons to be less douchey, but
Yeah,
those, yeah.
Hey, however your motivation is, man, I'm a
Yeah.
fan of it.
Also, shrooms helped.
Hey, shrooms can
You think-
definitely make you less douchey.
I didn't know you take shrooms. You take shrooms?
I like
Not like every day, right?
No, like
You're not gonna get in trouble, bro.
no, I like to work out on them, and it just gives me deeper, like, it's just great for the vibes in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a very literal statement that I don't know how aware you are of its accuracy, but like I said, however you get there, man.
I mean, so were you like one of the best athletes at your high school? Because that can lead to someone becoming very cocky and then maybe in turn kind of douchey.
Yeah, I was one of them.
Okay.
We had a very successful football team. We had undefeated our senior year. Andy
was quarterback.
We all went. I was all state. New York State. I know it's like nowhere comparable to the all pro running back. In our midst, but it was.
Hey, run your own race, man. Run your own
race. I mean, I played a lot of sports in high school, but our teams were always so bad that I don't think I ever even like had the option to become a douchebag because I was like, oh, our basketball team just went like 4-30. I can't like walk around super cocky and douchey.
Basketball team, loser.
Yeah, football team went 500. So yeah, I never had the opportunity to really get too high on myself.
Yeah, but
maybe that helped.
I've seen guys like use their status to be assholes to people, and I never understood that shit. Cause like in my mind, I was always like, yo, no matter how good you are, there's always somebody better. 1, 2. I never really viewed myself as like a football player. Like I viewed myself as somebody who enjoyed playing football, but I was never like, hi, I'm Arian Foster, I play football. Like I would always hide that fact. Somebody would always have to recognize me. And so it's like I never wanted to be known as a football player. So it was never something that it wasn't a card that I used. Like I never understood cats that did that. Like it was like, bro, look, I look at people like, this is how I look at people. Like if like you're checking out at the grocery, like if you checking my groceries out at the store, you're a clerk there, or whatever you're doing, whatever small job that you're doing, I look at it like, yo, that's your conduit to whatever dream you're trying to do. So I don't look at you as the grocery store clerk. I was like, you just trying to make ends meet at this point in time, and whatever you really want to do, like you're gonna end up doing that one day. That's how I view people, and I feel like when you view people like that, you just treat them kindly because nobody wants to. I was taking my kids to McDonald's earlier this weekend, and we was going to McDonald's, and we weren't sure if it closed at 11 or 10:30, which I still am not really clear on. It's like 10:30 or 11.
Sometimes it's 24/7.
Nah, not all the time. It's like regional. But anyway, I noticed that there were some people being assholes in the line, like whoop de whoop, and I used it as a lesson to teach my daughter. I was like, nobody wants to get up in the morning and make eggs for you. Like nobody wants to do that. Like that's their job, but they have to do that in order to put food on their table. And that's the way that they have their occupation set up right now. And I'm like, so just be kind to them. Like be kind. Like nobody wants to do that shit for you. I would never want to get up and make nobody else eggs, but that's what they're doing. And you respect that they're doing it for you. You know what I mean? And like she got it. But like that's how I kind of go about life.
Absolutely. And by the way, when I was like treating service people with respect is like the number one telltale of someone's actual, like whether or not it's like
1,000%. Every I've heard this from a lot of girls. If you're on a date with a boy and he treats service workers bad, it's like the biggest red flag ever.
Yeah. When I was saying I was a douche, I was like more of a douche to my classmates and everyday
who weren't as athletic as you.
Yeah.
But like
who may
not
have been
to
a
like,
nerd.
but like
no one thinks you're like a bad person at your core, Billy.
I don't know. No, we'll see. I think Billy has come a long ways.
Yeah. But no.
Well, you guys didn't know me before.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got you hooked on Jewel.
Yeah,
remember
so
that?
you're definitely a bad person. You're the reason I have a vape in my hand right now.
I bullied
and
Donnie,
that was like 5 years ago. You were like, oh, you smoke cigs. And I was like, yeah, I smoke the occasional cig. And you were like, well, try this. And then I started vaping like 10 times more than I ever smoked cigs.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. But I don't that's not being a douche. You were actually trying to help. It backfired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think you had a really weird, you went straight from high school to Barstool, which is such like a weird, like, I do think the people at the company that are maybe slightly nicer people are people that actually had to work in the real world. No, like if you had just like a normal real world job for 5 years, that really humbles you. And then And then you get a job here and you're like, oh, thank God I get to do something I love. And like, but you still remember when you were just like working that crappy job, which I think helps. But I'm not saying, I don't think any less of you because you were able to skip that. But no, I think that's great. But
no, it was weird. And then like I didn't go to a big school. I went to like a small school.
Yeah.
And so then it was such a small college that everyone just assumed I was a douche before I even got there. And that was a big changing moment for me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh shit. Like I didn't even act douchey yet.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people who would just be like, oh yeah.
I didn't even act douchey yet.
There is such thing as douche profiling.
I was getting douche profile. It inspired me to not be a douche. That's really what happened. That's what I'm trying to explain.
Yes. No, I've done the same thing. I've seen someone and I'd be like, oh, this guy looks like such a douche. And then you actually meet him and you're like, oh no, this is a nice guy. So never judge a douche by its cover.
There are a lot of douches though.
I think a little prejudice is healthy, man.
Yeah.
There's some prejudice and racist, but I think as long as you're open about your prejudices, it allows you to grow as a human being. Like I really just think I think a lot of it's healthy. But I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen you as and also I don't even know what the fuck douche means, man. That's such like a different term. Like I never really heard like a real explanation. I know we kind of, I think we mentioned it before on the show, but I still don't really understand what a douche means.
Like a frat boy, too cool, kind of an asshole, rude.
No, like
I don't even think you need to be a frat boy.
No, but the frat boy persona, so to say.
It's just really, it's a young male with a lot of insecurity that takes out on other people and doesn't really know how to deal with himself. That just like it impacts other people.
I like that definition.
That's a way better definition.
Yeah. So,
I got caught into the rabbit hole of like a celebrity. I don't know how. I was watching golf videos and all of a sudden the algorithm took me somewhere. I had some time while I was on the toilet this weekend. And I was looking at a celebrity and a celebrity's kid who, they have a feud or whatever. And I was listening to both sides. And I like to listen to social issues like that because there are things that I can relate to and implement in my life. But anyway, I was looking at the kid, Professor's case. He said, "Oh, he wasn't there for me, yada yada yada." But like he showed this like entitlement that it was hard for me to relate to. He was like, he only gave me X amount of child support, and it was like a lot of money. It was like $6+ grand, right?
Was this 50 Cent?
I don't. It's none of my business. But like, I was just overall. I'm just saying, it was just so much entitlement that I couldn't relate to. That I think he, in the midst of listening to them, and the reason why I brought it up in this conversation, in the midst of listening to them, I just realized it's just two men that cannot admit that they're hurting from the situation. That what has happened and what has transpired has hurt you. Like that shit hurts, bro. Like you haven't been there for that. That shit hurts. You weren't there. That shit hurts. And they can't express that. And I heard one of the most profound quotes ever on Umbrella Academy the other day. And I was like, and she said, people don't want apologies. People want confessions. That's just a brilliant way to put it, because what is an apology? They just I want you to know that you hurt me. Confess. That's a real powerful moment for me, man. But it's just like hearing this whole conversation kind of just reminded me of all of that, man. That as men, I think a lot of the time we don't just say that shit hurts. Yeah. Hey, man, that hurt me. That hurt me, dog.
Well, you have never hurt me, Billy. So,
do you know someone I've hurt?
No, I don't. So that's like, I have zero proof that you are a douche.
No, I mean, when you're 16 years old and just like, you're just so insecure.
Yeah.
And some people play it off differently.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the easiest way was just like to put up a douchey exterior rather than,
Also, y'all are a generation like where y'all are children of the internet too. That's a different variable involved where it's like you have all these outside variables that you consider in and factor into your personality and how you want to be portrayed. Where when we was growing up, it was just localized, like whether the neighborhood you was from and the people you was around. Now it's like you have so much else to juggle that it's tough that I can't really relate to. That's why I try to listen to young folks too, because they have a side that I can't relate to.
No, I was the only social media I had in college was Facebook, and then I didn't get an Instagram until after I'd already graduated college. So I'm like super happy about that I feel like being in 7th and 8th grade and dealing with like 4 different forms of social media, like I'd be going insane.
I mean, Yik Yak and Snapchat were very active during my high school times. And if you don't know what Yik Yak is,
I don't even know what Yik Yak is.
Yik Yak.
Oh, that's
just
just
like-
cesspool.
You just use that to talk shit about like people?
Oh,
or,
people!
like-
it was basically, imagine the app version of a bathroom stall, and the worst thing is it's a co-ed bathroom, and
Oh, you
everyone
just-
can see it. So it wasn't
That's
just
a good way to
it
describe
wasn't just dudes. Like, people were posting the most heinous shit on there. Like, this person, like, so basically it's an app that's like an anonymous Twitter
It's
that's location based. So Barstool Sports Yik Yak would actually be great content because we signed up for this. But for high school kids,
Yeah.
it's
It's
like this person did this at this time.
Yeah,
Oh, it'd be
Samantha B
brutal.
hooked up with Mike M in the bathroom at
Yeah.
third period.
This person got a train ran on them underneath the bleachers.
and it's
type
all
thing.
another.
Yeah, like,
It was
That's
a
a
slam
crazy
book,
example.
digital slam book.
like,
Yeah,
like
did y'all have slam book? Did
This
they still
dude
do
has a
slam book?
small dick.
No.
With I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds brutal though. Yeah.
yeah. So imagine growing up in that.
I know. That'd
Yeah.
be fucking-
No, we had that, but we called them slam books. Slam books was like, it was a notebook that people it was one notebook that everybody passed around, and it would be like a name, like they would put Arian on the top of the page, and just a whole bunch of comments underneath it. He's ugly as fuck. What is that mole on his face? Ooh, he fine. I like it. It was just a whole bunch of different comments, dudes, females, and we would just pass it around the school. We call them slam books. I don't know if they probably don't do it now. It's too much digital shit, but yeah, that's basically a slam book. Yeah.
Similar.
But this was, anybody could catch a stray. Like, because was there some sort of like agreement to be part of the slam book, or just people were making it?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
Yeah.
That's some mean
If
girl
you-
stuff.
If you went to school, you had a target on your back. This
Yeah.
was what it was.
Nowadays, if you got caught with a slam book in school, you'd probably be like expelled from the school.
Yeah.
Because they take that shit really seriously.
Snapchat
Cyber
was,
bullying.
Now it's like bullying now, I guess.
well, and everything got recorded. So like,
yeah.
if something happened at a party, if something happened in school, in a locker room, everything was recorded, and it was getting sent around on Snapchat, and people were seeing it, and
Damn.
like, so everything.
Yeah.
It was toxic.
I
as
dodged a
fuck.
bullet there.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, I don't
It's
think
hard.
I would deal with that well. I mean, even I didn't start to work for Barstool till I was like 29 or maybe 28. But if I had gotten this job right out of college, and then you're looking at the comments about you and they're all like negative, like I probably wouldn't have been able to handle that well at all.
Actually, it's easier because you went through Yik Yak and went through all those like anonymous
for you people, yeah, so you're-
already roasting you.
But it's
Yeah.
still it's so on a different scale, and it's different because you don't know these people. Like high school, it's like, well, maybe like some of it is true to a certain extent. And I didn't have Yik Yak at my high school. I knew what it was, but we didn't have it at my high school because I went to an all girls school. Girls just, I mean, they just didn't
Yeah.
have that kind of thing. But
Girls could be
all
pretty
conversations
vicious.
Yik yak.
yeah, like we just would talk. We would just talk our shit amongst each other.
Yeah.
I don't
True.
even think. I think it was mostly girls using the Yik Yak channels. I'd be honest, and
I
like
don't know.
dudes and
like mean dudes,
and angry dudes.
angry dudes.
Like, no one was posting stuff on there. Like,
Who's happy or,
Yeah.
No one's
or
like,
in like a good place.
Wonton Don looked so nice today in bio. No one's saying.
Oh, that would
no, but you know
make
what,
my day.
You know what was a lot of actually the horny dudes would post about girls' outfits
Ew.
that they showed up in that day.
Yeah.
That was the bad stuff. That's
See, that's the
how it
weird.
got
That's the
banned.
weirdo shit. I never understood.
Well, it's
that
kind of like
shit.
shaming them for like showing up and like, I don't even know.
Slut shaming?
Yeah, because they'd be like, this person
Damn.
showed up wearing this. Like,
Damn. Yeah.
Damn.
No, I wouldn't.
it was a war zone.
High school me was not happy in life.
I wore
to
my
do that.
Letterman jacket like a bulletproof vest. Threw that thing on there.
God.
League champs. QB.
League champs,
50.
Philly football MVP.
No, I wasn't.
That
I
was.
didn't get
love
MVP.
it.
Oh,
But like it was literally 100% just like a suit of armor.
I don't think
the
it was,
Letterman
man. I
jacket?
think you felt like it was.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but like a suit of armor for like just being an insecure kid.
It's a status symbol.
Yeah, like
Is it?
that was your tribe. Like you
Kinda.
didn't have to go out and find another tribe. You're like, as long as I wear this, I'll be accepted within
Yeah.
Some
the
community.
football community at least.
Yeah.
And maybe the cheerleading community.
Yes.
Okay.
That's one
did
stereotype.
you ever date a
that I've never
cheerleader?
got to
No,
tap
we actually
into.
didn't have
okay.
cheerleaders because
All right.
I've never even seen that stereotype play out in real life. Like, because it was like such a stereotype everywhere I've been. And I'm sure there's cases, but everywhere I've been, the cheerleading coaches were like, you cannot mess with the football players. Like, it was like that all the time. Everywhere I went, it was really weird.
The cheerleading coach at my school actually banged like a sophomore on the football team.
In high school,
Yeah, in high school,
That's-
a female
that's
coach
wild.
banged a dude on the football team,
That's-
and then her boyfriend found out
statutory
about
rape.
it, and then found that dude and beat the shit out of him.
oh my god, if you're beating up a high school kid for banging your
That's
girlfriend,
that's assault. And
I
statutory
feel
rape.
like that's kind of more on your girlfriend than it's on
Yeah.
this high school dude.
Yeah,
like,
your girlfriend's catching a charge.
yeah,
It's both of
Yeah,
yeah,
just
both
report-
of y'all catching charges now.
just report your girlfriend and she's going to jail.
yeah.
And she has to sign
I don't
a
think she ever went to
registry.
jail,
That
but
would be the
man.
best way to like get back at an ex.
Yeah.
Don't say anything. Just
Like
turn her in.
you're a sex offender.
Yeah.
She was hot
Yeah.
too. Like that sophomore must have been just walking on clouds the rest of high school, being like, "Yo, he's the one who banged the hot cheerleading coach."
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone went to jail. I think he was like, "I'm not going to report this. That was the coolest thing I have done in my life."
Oh, and you know what was nuts? I don't know. When we used to play like rivalry games, since social media was everywhere, the other teams, like their like cheer section would like blow up photos of like your sister, your girlfriend,
Yeah.
like, and just like
Yeah, that was a thing.
Really?
yeah,
Jeez.
it was brutal.
Or if someone on the team was dating or had hooked up with someone on the opposing team, you would just chant their names.
Wait, how on the opposing team?
So like if
Like two
like
like it's someone at the opposing school.
school. Sorry,
Okay.
that's what I mean. Sorry.
I was like,
Opposing school.
if
Sorry.
Whoa.
if QB1 hooked up with their running back.
But if like QB1 was hooking up with or dating someone at whatever school he was playing, then they would chant their names.
Yeah.
Oh, we had a lot of that. That
Because
hurt a lot of feelings.
the internet made
You knew, 'cause
everybody
of Yik Yak,
know.
then you knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Ask FM. Did you have that?
Ask FM was more middle school.
Yeah, but that was really
Those got brutal.
those were really mean too.
Yeah. But you were anyone who got an Ask FM is an idiot.
I had one.
Because but you just opened yourself up to just tons of
I wasn't famous in 8th grade.
no, but everybody's just getting to ask you and
Oh yeah.
it's just like the worst shit.
See, I went to a really small grade school. Ask FM was, if you don't know what it is, it's basically like an anonymous question asking thing. So you could ask people questions. And they would be like, oh, like, then you could just answer them. I guess it's pretty simple. But I went to a really small grade school. So I only had like 30 kids in my grade. And this is what the time you were getting it. So I would ask myself questions to make it look like I had more people like in my DMs. And then be like, do you have a crush on anyone? And then you would like make a sneaky answer to like try and
Attract attention.
stir up some drama. Yeah. That was one of my moves.
Dodged that as well.
Yeah, I know.
Pretty deceitful there, Maddie.
I know.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man. But we're gonna have to wrap this one up.
Well,
y'all got
you guys
some shit
can
to do.
bounce.
We all got shit to do.
Yeah, you guys stay
We
chatting.
can
we could just talk.
Yeah, well, I wanted to say we could save this for a future episode. At one point, I want to talk about the sport Calcio Storico because
Yes.
I got to see it live, and I'm putting out a video on it in like a week. But it's definitely like the wildest sport I've ever seen live.
I met a bunch of dudes who did it
Oh yeah,
when I was over there, and they were some of the bartenders around that plaza. Did you ever go to Don Bilo?
I don't think so.
I think you did.
What-
It's the Irish pub right off of that square. I don't know if we're keeping.
I
this
may
in.
have. I may have for a drink, but yes, I would like to break down that sport for you. Have you ever heard of it, Arian?
I have not heard of this.
Okay, yeah, it's only played once a year in
Because
Florence,
it's
Italy.
it's too deadly. It's
Yeah.
MMA. It's like MMA rugby.
Yeah, so there's
with some sort of net component that you can throw it.
Yeah,
but it's
you
a
got to throw the
big-ass
ball in the net, and the net goes down the whole
Handball
end
MMA.
zone. Yeah, so there's like 20 fist fights happening at the same time. I don't think we need to like do it for this episode because I think it could be it's like full NANODOSE or something like that.
Macro.
But
this is the nano.
Okay, yeah, it could be a macro at some point, but I'd like to get your guys' opinions on it.
It's insane.
Let's do it. We'll have you there soon. Does anybody got anything else?
I saw this sick video of a man fighting a bear.
I saw your tweet about it.
This video is insane.
Was it a wild bear?
Yep.
All right, well, y'all keep talking.
Yeah,
we
you
have
guys
to
can
leave
get
like
out.
right this second. But
All right, see you guys.
watch the dozen this week. That's what we're going to do right now.
Okay.
Big T's antsy. He's fired up.
We'll
So
see how we do. I mean, we
who has to go do it? You, Arian, and
Madeline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all
Thank you for
keep
coming
talking
on.
though. Go as long as you want.
Yeah.
Go Vols.
Keep chatting.
I'll take a look at the bear video.
Yeah, I just sent it to you.
Oh, okay.
You're still in my phone. You're now in my phone is not Chef Donnie.
Okay, that's good.
Don, I used to accidentally text Donnie thinking I was texting Chef Donnie.
Yeah.
I got some funny interactions.
Oh shit! Yeah, this is real.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, what was the deal with that bear that was like the size of like it was huge?
Oh, the 747.
Yeah. Is that what they actually referred it to?
Yeah. Here, Jamie, can you pull this up?
Yeah. What am I pulling up?
You're pulling up I just texted it to you. It's this bear video. Maybe we could put it in the YouTube.
Yeah.
While some of the guys leave for the dozen trivia, I just wanted to talk to you about Mind Bloom. The struggles we face with our mental health can loom large over our lives. Maybe yours, maybe someone you love. You've tried everything, or have you? Mind Bloom is the solution for the next chapter in mental health and well-being. Mind Bloom is the leader in at-home ketamine therapy, offering a combination of science-backed medicine with clinician and guide support for people looking to improve their mental health and well-being. Mind Bloom connects patients to licensed psychiatric clinicians to help them achieve better outcomes with lower costs, greater convenience, and an artfully crafted experience. To begin, take Mind Bloom's online assessment and schedule a video consult with a licensed clinician to determine if Mind Bloom is right for you. If approved, you'll discuss your health history and goals for mental health treatment with your clinician to tailor your Mind Bloom regimen. Mind Bloom will send you a kit in the mail complete with medicine, treatment materials, and tips for getting the most out of your experience. After only 2 sessions, 87% of Mind Bloom clients reported improvements in depression and 85% reported improvements in anxiety. It's time to enter the next chapter in mental health and well-being. Let Mind Bloom guide you. Right now, Mind Bloom is offering our listeners $100 off your first 6-session program when you sign up at mindbloom.com-macro and use promo code macro at checkout. Go to mindbloom.com-macro. Promo code macro for $100 off your first 6-session program today. That's mindbloom.com-macro. Promo code macro, MACRO. And back to the show. It'd be pretty sick.
We'll pull it up. But explain what it is exactly.
Okay, so this mountain climber is climbing a side of a stone cliff, and he's got a GoPro on, and just hopefully play the videos for those at home. What's happening is he's climbing up the side of the mountain, and then all of a sudden you hear he's like heavy breathing. It's a GoPro POV video. Then all of a sudden he looks up the side of the mountain, and a bear is just barreling down at him. And he pushes the bear off the side of the mountain, and the bear's coming at him. And he punches the bear in the face several times. Then the bear comes back at him, and he kicks it in the face. And then the bear looks like it's about to run away, but then it comes back at him. And it's one of those videos. It's a black bear, and black bears, it was protecting its cubs. Black bears aren't supposed to. So
they're not supposed to be as violent as a grizzly bear, but
right. But also they're not supposed to be cub protective.
Really?
Yeah. So grizzly bears are famously cub protective. So if like you see in the Revenant, you see a brown bear cub, you're fucked. Like if you see a brown bear cub, run.
Yeah.
Like don't wait to see them.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you saw that.
He comes back.
He comes and then he's hitting it, and the guy's hitting the side of the mountain more than he's hitting the head of the bear. But
that was a good kick though.
Black bears are absolute like gigantic raccoons.
Have you ever heard of I just learned about this new type of bear last week, a sloth bear?
Oh, they're vicious as fuck.
Yeah, they kill a ton of people.
They also fight tigers. They're so vicious that that tigers don't even deal with them.
Yeah,
like
they
Siberian
live in
tigers.
India, and then they just have to fight. They fight, and I think the reason they're so aggressive, and that's why they kill a lot of humans, is because they've evolved to be able to like fight off tigers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if you go on to YouTube and search sloth bear, you'll find like probably a vid of it fighting a tiger, and it's not like a huge bear, but it's just fucking so aggressive.
It's the perfect combination of a honey badger and a bear, because it's
tiger is like.
oh my god,
Yeah, so
yeah, holy shit, look, it's fighting a fucking tiger. It's fighting a grown-ass tiger. Like, Jesus, like, so honey badgers are aggressive as fuck because they need to fight off lions and hyenas, and sloth bears are just, they are the most vicious thing. So like, they're taking out people on the regular. Was more sloth bear attacks than tiger attacks in India.
yeah, can you send him the link that I just sent you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Actually, it hasn't gone through. I like barely have the internet here.
This one might be when
it
you have
go
to
through?
tune into the YouTube.
No, this is a Reddit video. It's only like 10 seconds, but it's like a sloth bear charging at you,
Yeah.
and it's fucking freaks you it freaked me the fuck out because they make a sound. They look exact. Someone made a comment on Reddit. They look exactly like the creature from Temple Run that's
Yes.
chasing the guy. Did that get sent through to you?
Yeah, I don't
would
like how they're
forward that.
hunched over. They just look.
Yeah, and it's
They
just
look
fucking-
evil. It like, and then when they run on the floor, they're scurrying.
yeah.
It's like a.
Let's see.
Yeah, this is just like a 10-second vid, but he charges directly at you, and it's like, yeah, it's like, holy fuck, I would not want it. And then he makes a crazy sound. If you guys have,
Yeah.
like, it looks like a fucking, or it looks like an alien from that movie.
Oh my god, that noise!
Look
is
at
terrifying.
the scurry again. Play that.
Yeah. Oh
my
god.
God.
That's scarier. That scurry. I don't know why. The way it moves just is scarier than a bear, like a regular, like even a grizzly bear running. I don't know what it is. It's like almost
Yeah.
it's like a horror movie scary.
Yeah, and it almost looks like a spider or something. Like,
They have like
Coming at you.
they're like deranged almost.
yeah,
They look like they're on drugs.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
blind with rage.
look like
it looks
a-
like it's on speed.
It looks like a crackhead black bear.
Yeah. Yeah,
Crazy.
that's because a really like strung out black bear. That's spot on.
Yeah.
Billy, what else is hot in the news?
What else is hot? in the
Crack
news?
bears.
Crack bears.
Yeah.
Who do you think would win in a fight, a grizzly bear or a sloth bear?
A grizzly bear.
I
think
know,
they're
but-
just way too.
Yeah.
They're so big.
That was a stupid question, but
It
I
could
feel
probably-
like
it
in
could-
the wild, a sloth bear would bring more fight to the grizzly bear, and the grizzly bear would just be like, "Yeah, dude, I'm
Yeah, a
piecing.
grizzly bear might just be like, "This is not worth my time."
I actually have a question. Donnie, what's it like living in Italy? Is it hard going from like, I mean, you've been everywhere, so I guess not. But like for someone for me, like I don't know if I could just pack my shit up and leave and live in Italy for a year.
Yeah, I mean, I was there for a year. I learned like 5 words of Italian. I didn't like learn a lot, but living in Venice, which is so touristy, like almost everybody could speak some English.
Yeah.
And like even in the other cities in Italy, like you can get by not knowing a lot of Italian. The interesting about Venice is it's one of the only cities in the world that there's 0 cars.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool too. Because I would just like walk everywhere, and then the public transportation are boats. So instead of taking the subway, you would just hop on a boat. Things that were hard were in the summer, they actually don't use air conditioning a lot. Like a lot of the stores and a lot of the buildings you walk into just wouldn't have it, and it got really hot there. So that was tough. And then in the winter, the insulation of our apartment was just so bad. So it was very cold in the winter, very
I was gonna
hot
say
in
it
the
gets
summer.
cold over there.
Yeah, it doesn't get as cold as like New York, but the insulation was so bad that it felt even colder.
Yeah.
I made a list of things they like didn't have there. Flavored seltzer waters. I'm a big fan of those. Not a lot of flavored seltzer out there. Central AC. There was, I mean, it wasn't the hardest place. Obviously, Europe, if you're going to move somewhere in the world, Europe's probably the like easiest continent where you have to adjust the least. But it was definitely a change of pace. I mean, I think I didn't know a lot of people out there, but like, what would you be most worried about if you just had to move to Europe for a year?
I don't know. Like, I just like think about all the simple, basic things that we have here. I'm assuming they have it there too, but like, I'm just like so comfortable in my own space. Like, I live where I grew up.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'd be able to just leave for a year. I mean, I guess you could figure it out. Like, you go on vacations, and if you stay there for 7 days, like by the 7th day, you kind of know the place you were in. So I could see how that would work. I just don't know. Yeah, I guess you were talking about like the language barrier, but in Venice, it's not as much as you make it, you would think it would be.
Yeah. I mean, so you went to Europe for what, like a week this past summer?
Yeah. I basically, I went, yeah, I did.
Did you have any troubles trying to get around or anything like that?
Language, they have a much better rail system than us, and I took a bunch of buses.
Yeah.
And I took buses at night, so my travel and like board were the same, one and the same. And I definitely, if you're looking to ball on a budget, the dollar was strong against the euro, so just get night buses so that you can just fall asleep on them, and then that's also where you stay for the night.
That's a good idea.
You're a little sleep deprived, but like you get used to it. But yeah, did you see any of the impacts of like the energy prices rising? Because when did you come back?
Nah, I came back like the end of July.
Okay, so
yeah,
you were seeing the Ukraine. Did that impact your day to day with the energy prices and whatnot, or?
No, not really. I think like maybe some flights may have been a little more expensive, but because I didn't have a car there or anything, it didn't really change much. I mean, the rent there was so cheap compared to New York.
Like what was it running you like?
My rent there was it was €950 a month. So that was around like $1,000 a month for a nicer apartment than I have now.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. Europe has so much, like, did you have to deal with any healthcare?
No, I didn't, but my girlfriend had healthcare through her job. So I know she had to get a doctor's appointment there, and the doctor she went to didn't speak a word of English. So she was like, I don't think this is going to work. I just recalled one more thing that you can't get in Europe that you would probably miss, a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Oh yeah.
Those don't really exist there. So I would start to miss those. But no.
What do they have a lack of there that they won't do it?
I have no idea. I just don't think it's part of the culture. The only place I could get one there would be if I went to McDonald's.
Yeah.
And you could get an egg McMuffin.
Is their McDonald's different?
A couple items are different, but McDonald's is pretty, like, even in China, like a Big Mac would taste like a Big Mac in China. That's like the most constant fast food joint.
European McDonald's is amazing.
Yeah. I know at the Burger King's there, you can get a beer and stuff like that, which is nice.
But that sounds awesome. I mean, one thing I always wanted to do and I was thinking about for a long time, but then, got caught up working for Barstool, is I wanted to play football overseas. And what you did in Dragon Skin.
Well, so I know the league over there now. They recently started a new league. If we could sell that as a series where like I could follow you. Their league, I think they have like a team in Austria, 3 teams in Germany, a team in Turkey, and that's like the highest football league they have there. They do have a league in Italy. I met a couple people who were playing there. You could easily make that team. I don't think they're not really paid a lot, but they are paid a little bit. Yeah, they get like free room and board, and also they get paid maybe like €1,000 a week or something.
What's like requirements for that?
So
like, how do you even get on those teams?
The hard part is that they only allow a certain amount of Americans.
Okay.
So my buddy plays for the Cottbus Crayfish in Germany,
Yeah.
and he like says that he's just living the life. Like they hook him up with room, board. He even has a car.
I mean, I would love to do that.
We could do that.
Yeah, because their season is kind of like over the summer too. It's I think it goes from like maybe April or May to September. Like, May
That'd
to
be
September.
Perfect.
But it'd be so cool, and I know people who are playing over there. It looks like a blast. They're getting a lot of people into it.
My buddy was saying that the competition is like not even D3. Like for some levels. Like the worst team in our division was how good the competition in Germany is.
Yeah, no, I think you could definitely make a team, and even if you, because I don't know, like I'm trying to look up what the league is called. It's called like maybe the European League of, the European League of Football. And they have teams. They got one team in Barcelona. They got some teams in Berlin, and I could take a look at like what type of talent they're bringing from the U.S. because I think each team is maybe only allowed like
a couple players.
Yeah, like
so
3 or 4 players from the U.S.
They usually get a quarterback in like a skill position.
Yeah,
I might dust it off.
I think you should. I remember I was talking to Will Compton about that, but I don't know if he would. He has a kid. I don't think he's trying to go and play in Europe.
Scratched his itch already.
Yeah.
It would be fun though. I think I'd probably take 2 months to get in shape, like to get in good shape.
And they might even just be like, oh, if you come and film a series, that's going to help the league so much by getting a lot of eyeballs on it that, sure, we'll make sure that Billy Football gets some playing time. Yeah, so this the Super Bowl for their league was Sunday, September 25th, and it was the Vienna Vikings versus the Hamburg Sea Devils.
Austria and Germany. I once interviewed a guy who played in Sweden, and like more of the Austria, Germany are the best teams.
Yeah.
In comparatively to all of Europe. That would be awesome. If we could actually figure that out for next summer, because like with this whole Chicago move, like having to be in between rents and
you could just take those 2 months and go to Europe
and play football. That would be sick. And if you were down, like I would definitely need someone to help me with some like just general stuff. And then we could also on the days we aren't playing, go like do some travel content.
Yeah.
That series would be sick.
I could also pretend to be like a coach or something like that.
On the sidelines?
Yeah. I think they would let me on the sidelines.
Yeah, we can figure it out. That would be awesome.
Donnie, what's your favorite place you've ever traveled?
The Balkans was a lot of fun. That was like Croatia, Montenegro, Serbia. I had a blast there, but I mean, that's such a tough question. It's funny. The only place I didn't enjoy was probably Moscow, Russia.
Really?
Yeah. I went with like a cameraman I wasn't really meshing with. It was in the middle of the winter. I had a fixer there who was like the least helpful person I've ever met. Like
fixer?
Yeah, he was supposed to be like showing me around, and I told him I was like, I'd love to go out for a meal for like authentic Russian food, and he brought me to a Hooters. Like not as like a joke. He just like didn't understand what I was asking.
Maybe
and he had like a crush on one of the Hooters waitresses. So he was like, yeah, we're just gonna go to Hooters.
He was authentic American food?
Yeah, he was not very helpful. And I mean, I didn't have any problems with Russian people, but like in general, they're not as friendly. Like walking down the street, no one's gonna like smile and be like, "Hey, how are you going?" Like you just see everybody on the streets walking there, very straight faced.
Right. Like I travel here a lot domestically, but like I've never really been outside the country. Like maybe twice. I've been to Scotland and I've been to like Aruba.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, let's do something. Like I want to go like across the pond again, but like where's the place to go?
I mean, yeah, you really can't go wrong in Europe because being on like the Amalfi Coast. That was sick, but it's also crazy touristy.
Right.
That's why I recommended the Balkans. Like it's almost just as beautiful, but less touristy, less expensive, and everything like that. But I'd like to go back to Asia too, because that was sick.
It's so funny. You've seen so much cool shit, but you've also seen so much crazy shit, huh?
Yeah, seen a good share of crazy shit, but I've also gotten very lucky. Like I've never been locked up abroad, or I've never had.
How's
like,
Iraq?
Iraq was sick. That's
Crazy.
That's like a long conversation.
Yeah.
You could save for
I got time.
another day, but yeah, no, I didn't have any really negative experiences there either, but that was the trip I was the most nervous for. For sure. Like most trips I don't have a guide, but when I went to Iraq, I made sure like I had a guide the whole time. But then after a couple days, you're like, oh, I guess I didn't have too much to be scared of.
What was your, like, what did you see that was the biggest remnants of the U.S. occupation?
The green zone, that's just like where the U.S. embassy was, like all of the embassies. And that's like a cordoned off part of the city that you need permission. Like we got permission to drive through just once, but you're not allowed to just walk through there. Because like a lot of the new protests they've been having they always like surround the green zone and they'll like light fires on the bridge or try to like invade the green zone. And I'm pretty sure it was the US that like set up the green zone when they first invaded.
In the green zone, is that the place that has like all like the McDonald's, Taco Bell, for American troops, or
those are probably like on the military bases.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the green zone is just where all the government buildings are and things like that.
Including the Iraqi government?
Yeah.
Okay.
Including the Iraqi government now. So that's why all the like new protests have been around there too.
Huh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because we see you push the limit a lot. Are there times where you're just like, no, like I can't do this, or I'm gonna?
When I was going to Baghdad, I was like, all right, the goal of this trip is to not push the limits. But I mean,
Right.
after being there a few days, we started to feel kind of safe. So we had a night off and we were like, let's just go and check out the town. And so we found a taco bar that was a 15-minute walk from our hotel. And we were fine, like walking there in the middle of the night, gotten hammered on like the worst margaritas I've had in my life.
Yeah.
And then like by the end of the night, we were just walking around the streets of Baghdad hammered and like not too concerned.
Do you feel lucky, or you feel like you get to a point where you're so comfortable that you can just go crazy kind of thing?
Yeah, I just got like a feel for the Iraqi people. Like my first day there were all these people yelling out of their cars as they drove by. And I was like, oh shit, like what are they yelling? Are they telling me to fuck off, to get out of their country? And then like I realized they were just saying, hi, hey, how are you? How are you? Welcome to Iraq. Welcome.
Yeah.
And they were just like pumped to see American tourists there because they're obviously they were only seeing the military. And now that they just see like an American civilian there because he wants to explore the country, it kind of makes them more proud of their country.
Yeah.
So that was cool for sure. And like, yeah, I mean, we went to a soccer game there that they weren't allowed to play the game in Iraq because FIFA deemed the country too unsafe to host the game. So they ended up just having two screens and just having like a live stream there of the game. But the place was completely packed, and me and John Kelly were the only Americans in the whole place.
No way.
And we were just getting mobbed. Everyone was like, what's your YouTube page? Oh my God, can I get a selfie?
Yeah.
What's your Snapchat? And that was just unreal. Like we felt like celebs there. And like after that, I was like, okay, I definitely feel welcome here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah. It was a blast. And it sucked for them. It was supposed to be the first like FIFA game that Baghdad had hosted in maybe 20 years. And then there was a rocket attack in the north of Iraq a week before. And because of that, they're like, nope, it's not safe.
And that rocket attack, was that, what type, did you hear what it was?
I think it was like Iran, like Iran launched a rocket at Erbil, which is a city in Kurdistan.
Yeah.
In the north
so
of
it
Iraq.
was the Kurds, like, because everyone just always beats up on the Kurds.
Yeah. Because they're like, they don't have their own country. They're right in the middle of nowhere.
It was like an Iranian-backed militia.
Yeah, like launched rockets at Erbil. But Erbil's like 5 hours from Baghdad. But because of that, they were like, no, it's not safe enough to host a game.
So like some of the people you met there, like, was there any possibility that some of them may have been involved in like how... Was there any remnants that you felt of ISIS or anything like that?
No, because I know people who have done tours and they've gone to Mosul, which was that was like the capital of ISIS.
Yeah.
And they said like now ISIS has been completely cleared out of that, and that's actually a safe place to go. And so now I think the only remnants of ISIS are like in the middle of the desert. There might be like a couple camps, but they got fucked up pretty badly. I don't think.
I'm just like wondering like how the population like that goes from 10 years of war, and then we're getting back to this peaceful place. Like are there some former combatants just walking like amongst?
I'm sure. I mean, when we were at the soccer game, most people were aged like 25 and younger. It was like 15 to 25. So those people weren't even like probably like they didn't really experience
the
US invasion firsthand, or they were too young to remember it. But like the older people you meet there have definitely experienced it. Like we met this guy running a cafe there, and in 2007 the cafe was bombed and he lost like 3 of his kids and two of his grandkids all in that attack.
Jesus.
And but then he decided he still like rebuilt the cafe and was still working there. And that was like the saddest thing I ever heard. Like, I lost like maybe like 4 of his kids and 1 of his grandkids, and then I think his wife later died of grief, and then he was just still working, obviously very scarred.
Oh my God.
So I mean, everyone there has been affected by it, but that was just a random suicide bomb attack. It's crazy. Like most of the suicide bomb attacks there were just like killed local Iraqis, like where it's like a lot of them weren't geared towards like trying to blow up the US military. They were just trying to like, I don't know if it was like Sunnis versus Shias or anything like that. It's just,
And how's the food out there in Iraq? I saw you were, I was just pulling up the video here from your trip. What is this? What's this thing here?
That was great. That was like a breakfast dish. It was kind of almost like fried dough, and then they put sweet cream and honey on it. And that was a delicious. Yeah, if you go to like the first, that was very good. That was one of my first meals in the city.
And is it cheap out there? I'm assuming it probably is, right? The food.
It is cheap. I think traveling like that trip wasn't as cheap as some of my other trips, because like there's not as much tourism there, so you definitely gotta pay. That was a wolf being sold in a pet market. I was just like, oh, these dogs are cute, and he was like, that's not a dog, that's a wolf. The wolves were not cheap. I think he said they were like $2,000.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Huh. Well, I feel like there's definitely some
very cute.
Could you buy like
so cute?
I feel like you could buy like a leopard or something.
I didn't see any leopards.
Or like, the market's over there.
Would you have bought one? Would you have bought a wolf if you knew you could bring it back?
No, they're dangerous as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
The thing is that they're still wild animals.
Yeah. I mean, a $2,000 wolf, I don't know.
I mean, wolf dogs are even unpredictable, because like a wolf dog will like break out in the middle of the night and like kill the dog down the street.
Yeah.
Because you can't tame it. Like my dog's laying on my couch right now at home. He knows he's getting fed. He has no want to break out of the house and go like attack the dog down the street.
Yeah.
Just because it smells it. Like the little dog that's barking in the like on the opposite end. Like a wolf dog will when he hears another dog barking, be like, I'm gonna go kill that dog for whatever reason. But
no, they'd be so cool to have, but you just never know, because they could randomly snap.
Yeah.
And then you're fucked.
There was a clip. I forget when it was, but you were in an abandoned building, and
Saddam Hussein's former palace.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
And that was converted after the U.S. invasion. It was converted into a military base for the U.S. And that must have been sick. It was a beautiful mansion right next to the ruins of Babylon.
Yeah.
Because like Saddam Hussein wanted to like rebuild Babylon.
Well, it's the one of the first places of civilization.
Yeah.
Like Babylon, and then like how far is Mesopotamia?
Mesopotamia. Yeah. We went to the marshes of Mesopotamia, and I got to actually like swim there, and that was unreal. Like we actually spent a night in like a reed hut with marsh Arabs there. That's probably the coolest thing I've ever done abroad.
Whoa. I mean, it's crazy. Like when you were there, and there has been climate change, not the modern climate change, but climate change from when ancient Mesopotamia and first occurred, and like the cradle of civilization occurred. And like, could you imagine like when you were there, could you see basically the Fertile Crescent, like the foundation of human civilization there?
Yeah, I mean, the marshes of Mesopotamia, if you search like marsh Arabs every like 24 hours with the marsh Arabs, yeah, that is where you could see it. And obviously like 2,000 years ago, Iraq was a lot more fertile and green than it is now.
Yeah.
But you could see it there where, it seemed like really green and everything. And you're just swimming there and you're like, this is where the first humans swam.
So where there was no like alligators or any type of crocodilian species in those waters, were there?
I don't think so. There was a lot of water buffalo.
Yeah.
And
those are transplants. Those are domestic.
Are they? No, I think water buffalo have been there forever almost.
I'm pretty sure water buffalo are all domestic. They were domesticated at a different time than beef cattle.
Okay.
And they just were so good at what they did, they spread across most of Asia and Africa. But they're really like, for example, Cape buffalo, I think are like the wolf to dog. I think it's like
those are the ones that you see like on safari in Africa. Because these ones were slightly domesticated.
Yeah, so I don't think water buffalo are all, but I'm trying to figure out what they were domesticated from. But there's a theory that the reason why such a great civilization was established there and for the first time in history was that if you look at like Africa could never have settlements near the water besides Egypt for different reasons. But Africa, because of mosquitoes, one, and also all the predators that were near in the water, like crocodiles.
Yeah.
Hippos. Like you swam with, was that in Colombia with?
No, that was in Zimbabwe.
Oh yeah.
I jumped in the water with some hippos.
Why did I think that you were with Pablo Escobar's hippos?
Because I did that as well.
Oh, you swam with both hippos?
I didn't swim with those ones.
Okay.
But yeah, I went to the like retreat where
that's crazy.
Some of Pablo's hippos still are.
But because that water was safe, Mesopotamia around there, it was one of the first places humans could establish like a trading place and like bring lots of centralized trade and goods to one place to build civilization.
Yeah, like all of the first cities in human history were all built on the Tigris or the Euphrates because you have like two rivers right next to each other, and then in between those two rivers, a great place to grow food.
Yeah.
But Saddam Hussein actually hated the marsh Arabs, the people who live there now, because they didn't support his regime. So when he was in power, he just like drained the swamps and like destroyed, like they went from a population of like 200,000 down to only 40,000 because he drained the swamps, and that's where they got their entire livelihood from.
Huh. So the water buffalo was domesticated from two extant types of swamp buffalo. So they originated originally in the Indian subcontinent and spread to China and India, and then there's a large feral population in Australia.
It says right here they weren't introduced to Mesopotamia until 1000 BC.
Yeah.
But the first probably cities were there maybe 3,000, 3,005, or no, maybe even like 5,000 BC.
More people depend on them than any other domestic animal. At least 130 million water buffalo exist because they're all over China.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
They're all over Africa.
Yeah. Oh, albino water buffalo are weird.
Are they violent?
No, they're pretty chill. So like, I heard in India. Have you ever been to India?
No, that's like might be one of my next trips.
So it turns out in India, cattle just walk around everywhere.
Yeah, because they're a sacred animal. You're not even allowed to eat them.
Right. And water buffalo they also hold them in high regard, but they just walk around the streets like it's no one's business. Like, it's like, oh, there's like they don't.
Like you could have a Porsche driving down the street and then
Yeah.
a water buffalo walking down the street directly next to it.
But they just let them do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So
a sacred animal.
Here we go. The most likely ancestor of domesticated water buffaloes is the wild water buffalo, which is native to the Indian subcontinent. Okay, so the wild water buffalo. Oh yeah, that looks a lot bigger and scarier. That's wild.
Yeah, because those ones have to fight off alligators and tigers and lions.
Swamp buffalo are funny looking. Water buffalo skull. Yeah, so there's two types of there's like a swamp buffalo and then there's a water buffalo, and they look a little different.
Very good at swimming. The first time I saw the water buffalo swimming, I like thought they were crocodiles because all you see is their head. And
wow.
You can't even tell.
Have you ever seen anything that you're like crazy scared of? Like, I wouldn't go to Australia because I know they have giant spiders. I'm like out on spiders, big out. But is there anything that you've seen that you're like, fuck that?
I mean, I feel like you could go to Australia and avoid the spiders.
Yeah.
If you just like stay in the right places.
Is that a thing? I don't know.
No, I mean, yeah, Australia does have giant spiders. When I was in Africa, they have the black mamba. We saw one time. My friend was walking out of the bathroom and just walked over one.
No shit.
And then was like, oh shit. And then two staff of the place came out and just beat the shit out of it. But it's like one of the most violent snakes, I think, on the planet. So like one bite, he would have been dead within like 20 minutes.
Yeah, because in those places, I mean, the medical assistance probably isn't even close to as good as what you would get if you got like stung by a bee here or something, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not comparable, but I'm just saying like they don't have the readily like anti-venom, right?
Yeah, no, they would have to get to a hospital. And if you don't get it, you don't get to a hospital within a half hour, you're dead.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, but that's the bush in Australia. Most of Australia is pretty arid.
Oh,
So-
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you're talking to
all.
a guy who's only been to like St. Martin and Scotland, so I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just curious. Since we have Donnie here, I'm just like, I have no idea what it's like,
Where have you been in Oceania? If you have.
I've never been.
Huh.
No, I think Singapore is like the closest I've been.
Have you ever been to where's the place in China that has all the gambling?
Macau. Yes.
That I've heard is crazy. Like everyone's like, oh, Bangkok's crazy, but Macau's like
Macau looks crazy. It's honestly not a lot of fun. Because they gamble in like an insane amount. I think like the amount of money that goes through the casinos there is maybe triple the amount that goes through the casinos in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the crazy party atmosphere. Like people show up just to gamble. And whereas like in Vegas, people show up just to have a crazy time. So Macau is like right next to Hong Kong. You can take like a 45-minute ferry in between the two. And Hong Kong was way more fun than Macau. I don't know if that's changed since China sort of has like asserted themselves there.
Yeah.
But it used to be like one of the funnest places. Like if I was saying you only had one weekend in Asia, it'd be like you should go party in Hong Kong for the weekend.
Do you think that COVID was released to stop the Hong Kong protests?
I don't know. It's funny. The protests started like right after me and PFT left.
Yeah.
and they were brutal, and they didn't stop until COVID.
I mean, if they had to put a genie back in the bottle.
Yeah, like maybe they were like, yeah, we'll just release a little COVID, calm the protests down, and that'll be it. And like maybe they didn't expect it to go worldwide.
Or hey, we gotta start a pandemic, get all these protesters back inside so we can control them.
I mean, I'm not gonna say, I really have no idea.
That was my theory when it first happened, but
yeah,
we know a lot more now.
It definitely was convenient.
It's just like
We've talked about like 30 different countries in the last 20 minutes.
Oh, that's like we've hijacked the show and now we're just letting our ADHD brains bounce around, and there's gonna be people who are gonna love this conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've just been like fucking pinballing ideas,
like,
but
PFD and Arian are away. The children will play.
Yeah.
the kids will play for sure. No, it's a lot of fun.
We've been bouncing around a lot of topics, but one I wanted to talk to you about was Helix Sleep. Helix Sleep is a premium mattress brand that provides tailored mattresses based on your unique sleep preferences. Everybody is unique, and everyone sleeps differently. That's why Helix has several different mattress models to choose from, each designed for specific sleep positions and feel preferences. So I actually been sleeping on a Helix Sleep mattress for the past year, and it has been amazing.
Billy, it's the greatest mattress I've ever had. I love it.
Into the sheets.
Oh my God. I mean, it's insane.
I have never had more comfortable sleep. I used to have back pain all the time. Now I don't. It models with memory foam layers to provide optimal pressure relief if you sleep on your side. It models with more responsive foam to cradle your body for essential support in stomach and back sleeping positions, plus enhanced cooling features to keep you from overheating at night. And if your spine needs some extra TLC, they got you. Every Helix mattress has a hybrid design combining individually wrapped steel coils in the base with premium foam layers on top. It's the perfect combination of comfort and support. Take the Helix Sleep quiz and find your perfect mattress in under 2 minutes. I took the Helix Sleep quiz and I was matched with a Helix Twilight mattress because I sleep on my side and want something that felt firm and cooling. That's the truth. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/dose. With Helix, better sleeping starts now. That is helixsleep.com/dose.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of like an animal or something where I'd just be like terrified to even go there.
Like, I think I could go to like a safari and just, see lions and shit and see elephants. But if I saw like a wolf spider on the wall, I think I'd kill myself on the spot.
So I don't get that spider thing.
It's just the look. I know you're a bug and animal guy, but it's just the look. And yeah, you are. Don't lie.
I'm not a bug guy.
You're an everything guy.
One thing that does scare the shit out of me is grizzly bears.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I was hiking out west, and that's one of the reasons why everyone carries a gun out west hiking. Like, that's a generalization, but in certain areas, if you're hiking without bear spray, you gotta have a bear bell. Like, if you're there in the wrong place in the wrong time, a bear will just straight up eat you.
Yeah. Mountain lions too.
Yeah.
I've seen those vids where the guy has to walk backwards for like 20 minutes and it keeps on like charging and stopping. And that would, I would have a heart attack.
Like,
well, yeah, there was that story. What's his name? Timothy Treadwell. I was looking it up just now. Timothy Treadwell. He's the guy who got like mauled on camera
Grizzly man?
with his girlfriend. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And
they just snapped
they have
on
the
him.
recordings.
Yeah.
And someone listened to it and he's like, that'll never get released.
Yeah, I can't.
I mean,
I think it may have gotten leaked. I wouldn't want to play it on the show.
No, never. I can't.
I don't think it got leaked. I think they played part of it at the end of Grizzly Man, the documentary they did.
Yeah, they
didn't play. They
the
played
whole
like
thing.
the beginning video of like them right next to the bear.
Yeah. That was it. And then but at one point you like hear him being like, "It's eating me" or something like that.
I heard this crazy story out of Russia that this girl was eaten. We talked about it when we were talking on the most deadliest animals.
The Russians love bears, huh?
Yeah.
They just like keep their own bears captive.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But this bear was eating a woman while she was camping, and she called her mother while she was being eaten to tell her that she was being eaten.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was the craziest story ever.
All right, I got one hyena story.
Oh,
I heard when I was on safari in Africa. So hyenas will never just come up and attack you. They'll like, if you're asleep or if someone's like hurt, then they'll attack you. And it's usually they'll only attack like a small person, like a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old. So a new couple and their kid were on safari, and they had 2 tents, and they wanted to have sex, and they weren't going to have sex right next to their 3 or 4-year-old kid. So they go in the other tent to have sex, but I think maybe accidentally left a flap open, and this was in the middle of the night, and a hyena just walked in and just bit off the head of their like 3-year-old kid.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
God.
Yeah, that would be fucking.
Hyenas are some prehistoric creatures.
Yeah, they're fucking
Hyenas,
wacky looking.
They got, so turns out all hyenas have penises, including the females.
I've never
What?
heard that.
Yeah.
What?
Is that real?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's crazy.
So in the females or the alphas, all female spotted hyenas, they have a pseudo penis. They use it just. They use it just for submission.
Yeah, well, it says they can use it to pee. It says it's like a functional piece, like functional penis.
Yeah, it's specifically to anally mount males and females for dominance. They have a
strap-on.
They have a built-in strap-on. Yeah, they're just using it to
Dude,
peg
that is a new
dudes,
fact for me.
peg dudes for freaking dominance. That is wild. Like,
Oh my God. Yeah, you learn something new every day. I did not know about that.
yeah. So there's some.
That is
Wild.
insane.
So everyone's like, oh, they're like a dog. Like they're nothing like dogs. They are ugly creatures.
Yeah, I don't even know what their closest relative is. I don't.
Other hyenas, they're like their own. They're a literal prehistoric. Like there's all these creatures that just don't exist anymore. That were these weird half bear dog. Like, is it a cat? Is it a dog? It's some
Is
weird
it
in between.
a raccoon?
Yeah. Is it a raccoon? Like, and they're just one of the last of them.
Yeah.
And like moose are like some of the last megafauna in North America, like the last megafauna in the bison, but they're just gigantic creatures.
Yeah, they are.
Gigantic. I saw this video of 2 moose going at it in a driveway, 2 bull moose. I think it's from Alaska, and they like make this pickup truck look tiny. And
I've eaten moose lips before, and I had a moose lip stew. It was actually very good. And then I've had bear meatballs, and those are pretty tasty. Speaking of penises, like whenever I travel, I like to swim, but I feel like the one place I wouldn't swim would be the Amazon, because they have that thing that can like
swims up.
Swim up your dick.
It's like super small, right?
Yeah, so it swims up the pee hole, and then like spikes come out, and so the only way you can get it out of your dick is if you have dick surgery.
It swims right up your bladder too.
Yeah, so I probably wouldn't be jumping in the Amazon.
Nope.
Some guys had to. I heard a story that guys were jumping in the Amazon, but they all were wearing condoms.
Maybe, yeah, but I don't know if a condom would stay on if you're not erect. Yeah, maybe I would just like tie a plastic bag around my balls. Just put like a rubber band over the plastic bag.
The condom would
An
stay.
Amazon chastity belt.
Yeah.
Someone needs to make that. Maybe we should do that.
Yeah.
If you want to swim in the Amazon, you buy the Macrodosing chastity
And
belt.
they're just condoms.
Yeah.
That are custom made for macrodosing condoms. Those might sell.
Just tighter condoms.
They're just,
Very tight condoms.
Yeah.
just like extra small condoms.
It could just be like a plastic sock. It could be like a big thing that can go over your whole package.
Yeah. But what if the fish just go take the back door?
I think they're attracted to urine, which
Yeah,
is
the
why they
pheromones
always
of urine.
swim up your dick instead.
That's so wild that hyena females literally are just like pegging dudes for dominance.
That's the wildest animal fact I've probably heard all year, maybe in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
You might need to do an investigative report on that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean-
they can. Or it's like if 2 females are interacting, they'll use their female dick to just establish dominance over the other female. And
That's wild.
The one who wants to back down signals by erecting her penis. Oh, so it's like it goes when two females interact with each other in a struggle for dominance, the one who wants to back down signals by erecting her penis. Wait, so if you have an erect penis, it means you're backing down? This is getting fucking more confusing.
So wait, so then is the one who's getting, is the person who's, is the key, then is the person who's using the key and not the keyhole, are they submissing to the keyhole because they're like it's just total opposite?
This is something I can't really learn as we're talking about it. We could come back. We could both read a lot about
That's
the
wild.
female penises of hyenas,
Yeah.
and then get back to it.
Interesting.
But it's a full-fledged replica of male genital anatomy. Oh, it's complete with a sac too. So they also have balls. They also
What's
have
in
a
the sac?
scrotal sac.
Wait, what's in the scrotal sac?
Fat bodies. So they just have like fake balls too.
They have fake balls? How the hell did this evolve? This is like the craziest thing. Like evolution is just so much trial and error of like what works, what doesn't.
Yeah.
Like did how many millions of years did it take for like this type of genitalia?
Here it says the labia are fused to form a scrotum containing fat and connective tissue resembling testicles.
So the female, oh my god.
So the animal, they can pee. A female can pee using her penis.
Whoa. So what's the
And it contains the erectile tissue, so female hyenas can get boners.
whoa.
That is did not expect to be learning this on today's episode of Macrodosing.
Hyenas have crazy bite strength too. Hyena bite force, 1100 psi. Yeah, their bite force is just short of polar bears, which have 1200.
Yeah, because they like feed off of the bone marrow. Because a
Yeah.
lot of the times when they find a carcass, all of the tigers and stuff have already eaten all the meat, but they can just crunch. They can bite through those bones and then suck out all the bone marrow.
Yeah, hyenas are wild. Oh, did you guys see? This is a very famous one, but the guys in Africa that used to keep, I think Nigeria, that used to keep hyenas on chains.
Yeah. Oh, also Harley Quinn had hyenas on chains.
Yeah, but
But no,
dudes,
this were they like in like a gang?
Yeah, they were like, check this guy out. I'm gonna let me send it to you, Donnie. But it was these dudes that kept hyenas on chains. And let me throw you this. It's a macrodosing. Yeah, the hyena and other men. Yeah, a bunch of these dudes.
Whoa! I just found a photo of a hyena female penis.
Oh,
It's pretty big. It might be bigger than mine. Jesus.
the Hyena Men of Nigeria. Yeah, this is wild. This is wild, bro. So they would. Oh my god, these guys used to put their heads between the hyenas, the hyena jaws. They used to do like alligator.
That's crazy.
First learned about Nigeria's hyena men in 2005 thanks to a picture that gone viral. The caption said they were debt collectors in Lagos. What? These guys were these guys were loan sharks with pet hyenas.
Who needs
What?
a baseball bat when you have a
Yeah.
hyena?
They are itinerants.
Are you allowed to show a female hyena penis on the show?
Yeah, we could. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll show it. There's the anatomy of it.
yeah.
This is a great photo. Actually, I can send it directly to you. It's fucking. This thing is pretty fucking big. All right, I just sent you a picture of it via text.
Yeah, I'll pull that up. It's crazy. Let's see if I can get that up.
These guys always had scratch marks
Yeah.
everywhere, like baboons.
Holy shit.
What? Dude.
That's
So these guys,
a full-fledged penis.
yeah, these guys get. So the hyenas were good pets. These guys are like a traveling circus, and they also were used to collect debts. The hyenas weren't trouble because if you just fed them and watered them, they were cool. They wouldn't attack the people who'd give them food, but they were muzzled most of the time. But the baboons were super problematic, and they'd get into fights with the baboons, like fist fights.
Wait, so because they had pet baboons too?
Yeah, they'd pet baboons.
Baboons are terrifying. I know my friend rented a car in Africa and they tore off the windshield wipers, and then he had to pay a shit ton when he returned it. But that's not as bad. They've been known to like kidnap kids. If you have a baby in a stroller, they'll just like take it out of the stroller.
So in India, there's a huge like gang war between monkeys, like the wild monkeys that live amongst the city, and wild dogs.
Oh,
So so what happened was like a group, I don't know where exactly it was, but a group of wild dogs killed a baby monkey, and now the monkeys have just like engaged in total warfare against the wild stray dog population. They're like taking puppies and dropping them out of trees, and it's like straight up like
God.
yeah. There's a video of like monkeys versus dogs in India. Yeah, rampaging monkeys kill 250 dogs in revenge killings. Like, that's nuts.
That should be a Pixar movie.
Yeah,
Monkeys versus dogs.
Like, look at these. These guys are actually going nuts after each other. They're in gang wars, and So the monkeys' big thing is they kidnap the puppies and then just drop them off buildings.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dogs, just if there's ever a monkey on the ground, they're just going after them and tearing them apart.
Do you know where in India?
Yeah, Maharashtra.
All right. When I go, I should hit that up.
Maharashtra.
I don't want to get caught in the crossfire of that though.
Yeah, which side are you picking?
Monkeys are assholes, kind of, we're more closely related
like
to monkeys.
you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. I think it's the ultimate.
Yeah,
like man's best friend, or
part of the human family,
or are you choosing blood or companionship?
I might have to choose companionship.
Yeah, I'm team dog.
Yeah,
I know they say that they started it, but I have a feeling the monkeys were fucking with the dogs.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I have a feeling the monkeys were fucking with the dogs, and then the dogs caught one monkey and killed it.
100%.
Whoa.
Have you ever tried horse?
No.
It's pretty damn good.
It is?
Yeah.
How is it compared to like venison?
It's more comparable to beef. Like if I served you a horse steak and didn't tell you, I don't think you would know.
So it's not gamey tasting? It's like
no, it's just like it tasted a lot like a cow.
Where'd you eat it?
Sicily is where it's really popular, but then in Japan they eat raw horse, which was very good as well.
What color's the meat?
When it's cooked, it just looks like a steak, and then when it's raw, it's like very red.
Oh, it's like red.
Yeah,
huh?
Red,
because I guess because like some meats aren't that red. Like,
yeah,
depending, like for example, pork isn't red. It's like
pink.
Yeah, but I guess there's more, like red blood cells.
Yeah,
in horses because they have to have so much more stamina.
Yeah,
whereas cattle just like,
So you like have a farm? Have you ever owned horses?
There used to be horses there
a
long time ago, but the barn collapsed.
Oof.
Yeah.
With the horses inside?
No, they got out. The barn collapsed one winter, so that was lucky. But it was more just fostering other people's horses.
Mm-hmm.
So just there's all these people with horses that don't like have a place to put them, so they just send them to us.
Okay.
And you take care of them. But then after the barn collapsed, we kind of like,
Well, I feel like we covered a lot of ground.
We did. This was great.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that horse talk.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Yeah, look at this.
I did pull this up. I don't know if you saw this video. It's crazy. I'll put it in the YouTube for people who are watching, but it's this mountain lion was like stalking this elk hunter, and if he didn't have a gun, probably would have died.
So all like the missing, there's this whole conspiracy called like missing 411 about people who think all the missing people in the national parks are getting abducted by aliens or like eaten by Sasquatch.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's just literal mountain lions killing them, then dragging their bodies somewhere to eat them. And then, no one finding the body because it's usually in one of those rock slides.
Yeah.
Because the rock slides, because they cover all the they tend to hide their kills in those rock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Those sides of the mountains, which is like a bunch of rocks, but it's
a lot of boulders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then they tend to it's very hard to look around there.
Yeah.
So that's where they end up getting. But yeah, it's just these
because
dudes.
I'd be scared if just like a house cat charged at me, and then these things, which are
I know.
It's crazy. All right.
Well,
great nanodose.
Yeah, no, we covered a million topics. I feel like we could do a deep dive into any of those as well too.
Yeah, we need to do an episode on the sport that you said that you watched.
Yeah.
Calcio-Storico.
Calcio-Storico.
Definitely tickled some
footage.
brains today. So
For sure.
I'm happy.
And we
Yeah,
also
yeah.
did a great interview with Randy Lanier. That'll be out on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So check that out.
And hopefully you guys will have him back at some point too when PFT is back in the office.
100%.
What
And if you want to go to Iraq, I would recommend it.